Hey, y'all. It's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about The Equalizer, Season 2, Episode 3, Leverage. And of course, y'all know with these equalizers with Robin McCall, this was a real good episode. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I took a lot of notes, so y'all sit back and enjoy this recap. But before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, which is June BLC, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button right there. You see it right there? Hit that little red subscribe button and subscribe to June BLC right now. That's right. Help Barbie J's channel grow. All right? And after you hit that subscribe button, why don't you just go ahead and hit that little notification bell? Because the notification bell will let you know every time I upload a new video. Yes, it will. Hit it right now. It'll let you know. Also, hit the like button. Like that thumbs up. Like my video. Share my video. And make sure you write a comment because I hope you watch the show. Anyhow, let's get started. So, this episode, it starts off with this young kid. He's what's his name, Malik, and his mom said he's been keeping secrets from her. He's a good kid, never missed a day of school. He's not that type. He's been acting strange and keeping odd hours, and his mom is really concerned, so she reaches out to Robin. And I think this is like the first time that Robin is looking for somebody who ain't lost. It's not that he was lost. He just was keeping strange hours. So she told his mother she find out what she can about him. So she asked, did he have a cell phone? So Robin goes and asks, her man Harry to track him, his cell phone. And of course, Harry's so busy stuck on this article that was done about, Robin, about this vigilante. So there was an article done and it had a face with a question mark, like who is she and all this stuff. So he's like, not even a mention, I'm just like, you've been missing for 5 years or supposed to be dead for 5 years. I think he said something like that, been underground because of his techie skills. But anyway, so they're trying to track him down and she finds him with the cell phone. And as she finds him, he gets abducted in a van while she was calling him. They grabbed him. 2 people jumped out, grabbed him, put him in there. So she calls Harry again about those plates, and Harry's acting funny again, And she's like, Harry, let's do this later. I got to find him. He was abducted. And what they find out is, and Robin doesn't think it's drugs because the way those people look, she said, this is not a drug thing. And she gave him the plates, and the plates were fake. The registration was fake. The name and address was fake, everything. So he said he couldn't find them. They said whoever this is don't want to be found. She said, check the DMV file. Maybe an alert or something has flagged, buried in its code or something. I said, what the heck does that mean? These shows, they be so detailed. Like, you could get lost real quick. That's why I have to play stuff back and listen to it real good and run it back. That's why it takes me so long to do this review or this recap, because it's just like, what are they talking about? So anyway, in the meantime, Detective Dante's co-worker, what's his name, Detective Morris or something like that, is getting his ass chewed out to, and handed to him on a platter from the DA because of his excuses for not catching her. And I think it's probably because of that article that was in the newspapers why she's getting on his case. So he's like, not a problem. You got to chase folks. He got to chase these folks. You got to chase the folks she's mixed up with. He doing all this big, this is all the big talking. He's talking to Detective Dante because Detective Dante's laughing and said, you got your ass chewed out or something. He said, that's okay. I just got to check the folks, that she's mixed up with. And then he said, don't take it personally. This is him telling him, don't take it personally. Hunting big game, not always easy to know which weapon to use. And he's like making it seem like he know what he's doing. The Dante didn't know what he was doing. He got this. So they learned that the DEA has the kid. It was the DEA who had the kid, and Robin pretends she's his aunt and she want to talk to him. So he remembers her from the street when she was calling him and stuff. And he said, who are you? And she said, I'm a friend of your mom's and she's worried about you. And she learned that they're blackmailing him to keep him there or they will ruin his life, So it happened because he went to a party in Jersey and he carried some Molly across state lines, which is from a party from New Jersey to New York. And that made it a federal crime. So they had him do like a few buys and stuff, and now they want him to plant bugs and stuff. And this kid is like, he ain't a street kid. He's a good kid. He didn't even know what he had. He just put it in his pocket and didn't think about it. And they must have been following him and saw him on the train and searched him. And that's where they found it. And they used him like that. So Robin spoke to Detective Tante to get info about this stash house, because that's where they want him to just put the bug at a stash house. And Detective Dante warns Robin to watch her back because the new guy is digging into her world. And she's like, what? He said, because the DA just lit a fire under his ass because of that article. Everybody reading that article, So she was like, well, let them dig, honey, because I've been chased by better. And he said, true, because she was trying to say him. She was chased by him. So he like, true that, So she makes it there. Robin makes it to the stash house and Malik is gone. But the thing is, those DEA agents were out there in the van and they told him if he felt like he was in danger of something, say the, what is it? The code, the safe word, which is, I told my mom I'd be home soon. So those guys came in there, all his backup, they came in the house and the kid is in there. He was able to place the bug, but then they took him somewhere with him. And he said the safe word and the black female DEA agent jumped up to do something. The white guy was like, nah, he just nervous. Let him wait. And, and I said, what the hell? See, that's just the white men don't care about the young black men. And I'm going to go there with this. If you don't like it, too bad for you. But I'm sorry. You going to just let this young black kid go down? You told him we will be there for you if you say that safe word. He said it. He meant it. And you didn't do what you promised on your end. And you didn't even know where the boy was. The only reason they got out the damn car is because they saw Robin running there. Talk about the aunt is running there. What's going on? So she asked, where are they? Where is he? Do you have a tracker on him? Do they want? And the black agent went there. She said, oh my God, he is gone. She said, you don't even have a tracker on him. You don't know where he is. This is the guy you interfering. You're interfering. The white guy's like, do you hear me? You're interfering. She said, do you hear me? You better hope that he's okay when I find him. He better be okay. Else you're going to have a lot explaining how you let this little black kid who you were supposed to protect get harmed, killed, or whatever. And they just stood there. Fools. They just stood there. So anyway, she started trying to call people and Harry trying to find him. They did was able to track him a little bit. But then the kid was smart. He must have remembered her phone number. And he had the phone down on the side and plugged it in. And he called her, but he put the volume down. Thank God he had the volume down because it would have been loud. Is that you? And so they were able to triangulate or something like that, finding his car through whatever, trying to track his phone. So they take him to this Denny Moe's barbershop in Queens. I had no idea Denny Moe's was in Queens too. I know the one in Harlem, but they want him to deliver a package. And when they showed him the package, there's a bomb in it. And he's like, what? No, I can't do that. I can't do that. They said, well, dude, you ain't got no choice. You gonna have to do it. And he goes in there. He has to go in there. And in the meantime, Robin and them, Harry has, traced his phone and they lost contact. And she tells the last couple of streets and called Detective Dante, and she said something about a barbershop. Does that mean anything? Because he want to know, why is Lamar up in Queens, in that area when that's Charles Sims, territory. So he must have knew something about that barbershop, sent her to it. In the meantime, the kid is in there making the delivery of the food. He's so nervous as heck. And he goes in there and they stop him because it's like, where's the regular dude? And the kid didn't know what to say. And next thing you know, they're throwing him up against the wall. They got guns at his head. They open the bag, check the bag. There's a bomb in it. They's like, we about to shoot your butt. And at that time, Robin shot through the glass. And everybody jumped down. And she yelled, Malik, get in the car. And Malik ran and jumped in the car and everything. And she saved him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I was so thankful. I said, oh my God, these guys put him into jeopardy. So now he got these people from this gang, Charles Sims' gang or whatever, pissed because he brought the bomb in there. Lamar's gang is pissed because they the ones who gave him the bomb and he wasn't able to deliver or something like that. They got this little innocent boy. He don't know what is going on. It was crazy. So Detective Dante ends up at the shooting because I guess that's his area or something like that. And then the other detective, Mallory, is there. And he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, this I'm responding to a shooting and stuff. I'm just doing my job. He said, well, according to my sources, the description of the vigilante it matches that of the vigilante. The description given of the shooter matches that of the vigilante. So that's why I'm here. So I'm doing my job too. And I said, Lord, listen to this mess. They going back and forth with each other. I said, that's okay. Because Detective Dante, I know he could hold his own. I am liking him more and more. And if y'all feel the same way, let me know down in the comment section. Because Detective Dante is, he done rubbing me the right way. Rub you the right way. Let me see. I forgot how that song go. Anyway, I was about to do a Johnny Gill song, y'all. I tell you. Anyway, in the meantime, Delilah comes home early from school. She upset as heck. Doesn't want to talk to Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi, but Delilah, listen, no disrespect, Aunt Vi, but I don't think you want to talk to me right now. So Aunt Vi called Robin and tells her what happened, that Delilah ran in and Robin comes home and talks to her and stuff. And she's like, Mommy, they all acted like they was Jason's best friend. Some of them never even spoke because it was a, what is it called? A memorial service they had. So people to get up and talk and say their feelings about Jason and stuff. She said they all were acting like they were his best friends. And some of them never even said anything to him. She said it pissed me off and I didn't want to get up there because I didn't want to be one of them. And so she had balled up her speech she had and stuff. And she said, I'm going to show it. I'm going to put them all on blast. And she was going to get on social media and write something. And that's what you don't want to do. And I'm glad Robin talked her out of it and reminded her, remember what you decide to do is part of Jason's legacy as well. Sweetie, you sure that's what you want to do? She said, and to be honest, some people's minds aren't even worth the time trying to change them. And especially not once they show you who they really are. And that's the damn truth, because there is a lot of people out here who are like that. They show you who you are and you don't pay attention. Pay attention to it. So anyway, Robin brings Malik and reunites him with his mom. And she introduces him to her friend Mel. I always forget Mel's name. I always remember Harry and forget Mel. What is it for, Melody or Melanie? Is it Melanie or Melody? I don't know. If anybody know, let me know down in the comment section because Barbie J be forgetting stuff. But then Malik is like, Mom, I'm sorry. I let you down. She said, baby, She said, the only way you could let me down is by not coming home. I said, hallelujah. I was like, I'm telling you, I was so touched. My eyes was getting teary. And she told Mel to get him to the safe house to protect him because now he got 3 gangs after him. He got the Feds after him. He got the Lamar Starks crew and Charles Sims crew. And so they trying to figure out what they all had in common, and Robin always thinking of a plan, a way to make this work, that this boy will be safe and capture these guys at the same time or something. So she used what they were all had in common, which was greed. The Feds was greedy. They used Malik because they were greedy for the bust. Lamar Starks used Malik because he was greedy for territory. And then Charles Sims just wants to expand his empire. So he didn't get a chance to use Malik, but he wants to kill Malik for bringing that bomb in there. So then Robin meets with the DEA people and agents, and They won't give her name. She's like, I ain't giving my name or anything. And she drank a sip from a glass of water and put it down and said, y'all can check the prints on that. She said, y'all won't find anything. So, you know, they said, well, who are you? She said, I'm just an interested party. She said she could give them the 6th Street Mafia and the K Block. And she said, I know you want the 6th Street Mafia and I can help. He said, because why can't, what's stopping us from giving you in? And they show her the article saying we could just call the NYPD. He said, because you want that bust. You want the 6th Street Mafia. She said, maybe I can help. She said, and give you K Block. They was like, no way you can do that. She said, did you read the article? That only scratches the surface of what I'm capable of, honey. She let them know. And I was like, you better tell them, Robin. See, I went back there. And she said, what do you get? He's like, what are you going to get out of this? She said, I want to get Malik. She said, if you get them, I want you to leave Malik alone and don't bother him ever again. He is done. He is clean. And they said, what if you lose? She said, then I'm out of your hair and I won't bother you no more. So anyway, but you know, Robin ain't no joke. Anyway, so Mel, she used Mel's help. She had Mel go and talk to Lamar and pretend to be the DEA and saying she needs his help to get Charles Sims. And then Robin, and all she needed him was to make a phone call. Robin went to meet Charles Sims, pretend to be DEA, and let him believe that the DEA want Lamar Starks to take down Lamar Starks, basically. And they would back him because they like the way Sims do business with minimal violence and stuff, you know. And if you don't want to play ball with us, then we'll have to come after you too. So he was like, nah, he said, but Starks just want to kill me. She said, we know that too, but we've been watching him and we got him. We all over him. So he was like, okay. So they met. And, you know, meanwhile, the DA, they all met. And both of them had on wires and stuff. Both guys. And DEA's in the van saying, how in the world did she get both gangs to wear wires? She said, both organizations to wear wires. Like their organization, LLC, right? You know, let me stop. Anyway, so I was like, get out of here. Robin is no joke. So she got it done, though. And Mallory rolls up on the action because he was following Starks. And he seen what's going on. I think it's a drug buy and all this stuff. He calling for backup and I want to this around this parameter and da-da-da-da. He doing all of that. And Robin jumps in the car behind him, puts a gun to his head. And as he hung up, and she told him, you better be careful what you wish for. She said, now you call. She said, give me your gun. Give me your phone. Give me your gun. And she told him to call off the backup now. She said, trust me, you don't want any part of what's going down here tonight. So he did it and stuff. And it switches over to Dante. It shows that they do the deal with the switch with the drugs and the money. And just as they suspected, Starks' guys are up there wanting to be dirty and try to shoot and kill Sims. But Detective Dante and his men were right behind them with guns at their heads, said, don't you dare pull that trigger. So that killed that. And all the other agents came in on the side, the DEA agents, and was arresting all of them because they all had wires and they all, what is it called they did? They condemned themselves, basically. They had no idea they were all wearing wires, so they basically told on themselves. Let's put it that way. So they buried their own selves with this nonsense. So Detective Dante, he calls Robin to thank her, and she said, I know, you know, you what did he say? He thanked her, and she said, well, I want to thank you for the heads up about Detective Mallory. He said, it was my pleasure. And she said, I'm sure it was. And she said, just as a little thank you, you know, she said, I left you a thank you gift. And he goes over to the car and Mallory is handcuffed to the steering wheel. He handcuffed to the damn steering wheel. He pissed. And Detective Dante go, big game hunting, huh? He was like, He said, not much fun when the lions got the gun, is it, baby? You know, he said, don't you know? He said, you almost blew a major federal operation. It's a good thing she stopped you. And he's like, whatever. You know, white guy was like, whatever. He didn't know what to say. So then Robin, you know, she figures out, you know, not Robin, but Mel was upset about the DEA and how they, you know, still extort these kids. So Robin figures out a way to shine a light on the DEA and how they do this, extorting the kids. And that reporter who wrote the vigilante article, he thought he was going to meet her at Malik and his mom's house. But she wasn't there. The mother said, she's not here. The vigilante's not here, but she said there's a story that you might want to hear. So they told the story of what her son just went through with this DEA agents. And let me tell you, that article got out in the newspaper, and the director of the DEA was like, I want to see you too. Somebody, the assistant came out and said, the director wants to see you two agents in his office. And they said, do you know what it's about? She said, I think it's about your jobs. They almost got that kid killed. If Robin didn't jump in, what would have happened? So, you know, then the DA confronts Detective Mallory and tell him whether, you know, about whether he was the right man for the job or not, or something like that, you know. And he's like, he said, no, I got this. He said, I'm going to look into her. He said, I see what I got to do. I got to look into her associates. Maybe I've been looking into the wrong one. And he looks over at Detective Dante, and the DA looks over at him too. So he's going to have to be careful because he was helping and giving tips and information, you know. I'm like, I hope nothing happens to Detective Dante. I like him so much now. And then it ends with Delilah. She live streaming a touching message about her friend Jason. Oh my God, my eyes even got teary. It was like a 2-minute message. They let her just record, and then they show Robin listening and watching. I don't know where she was watching it, but then you see that tear coming down her eye. And I was like, this was such a wonderful episode. I enjoyed it so much. And I really hope y'all all enjoyed it too. Let me know how you feel down in the comments section, everybody. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share. This your girl Barbie J saying peace. Oh, but one more thing. I forgot to tell y'all, next week, Robin is getting arrested. Is Robin in jail next week? Oh my God. Y'all have got to watch it. We have got to watch it. Can't miss it next week. All right. Peace.